The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, needs to be defunded. I would say to my Republican colleagues, we then have a responsibility to have a solution, a plan. Our healthcare system is not perfect. We have the opportunity to present better ideas. But that can't happen in a Senate that doesn't allow an amendment to a bill that deals with healthcare because of the House amendment. We won't have the opportunity to present our ideas or to offer amendments that will make a difference. Now, you could say, well, this isn't the place. The continuing resolution is not the place to have a debate about healthcare and how to replace the Affordable Care Act. Okay, I asked my colleagues, the leaders of the Senate, when is? When's the last time we've had a bill on the floor that would give us the opportunity to offer an amendment, to have a debate, to offer ideas about how to fix healthcare? Hasn't happened. And I would predict that based upon the Senate schedule and the time that I've been here, we're not going to have that opportunity. The implementation of this act has been a disaster. No one can objectively look at what has transpired and think this is the way it should be done. No one can look at the consequences of the Affordable Care Act and say, this is a great thing, it's perfect, we don't want to make any changes. I'm certainly a rural Kansan. I care a lot about rural America. And one of the things I've always tried to explain to my colleagues that where I come from, whether or not there's a grocery store in town, determines in many ways the future of the community. And many of my urban colleagues, they have their issues and don't necessarily understand what happens in a rural community if you lose a grocery store. But the conversation with the grocer just within the last month or so was the neighboring town's losing its grocery store. They've asked me to come in and buy it. I've looked at it. I could make money. It would work. I could save the grocery store in the neighboring town. But I'm not going to do that because that would put me over 50 employees and the Affordable Care Act would kick in. Talked to a business whose competitor is across the street. They decided to, in a sense, quit competing, at least in one aspect of their business, and share employees so that you now work part-time at one business and work for the competitor the other half of the day to avoid the consequences of the Affordable Care Act. Mr. President, the issues that we face are serious. It's not about the politics. It's not about posturing. It's about whether every American is going to have the ability with the Affordable Care Act to take care of themselves and their families in the way that they want to. Promises that were made, easily forgotten apparently, certainly not kept. You'll be able to keep your health care if you want it, your insurance. I've seen so much evidence to the contrary. Your premiums won't go up. We know that's not true. Time and time again, the promises that were made about the Affordable Care Act are broken, and yet there's no will on the part of the United States Senate to change the course that we're on. It's time to admit it was a mistake. It's time to admit the bill is significantly flawed. It's time to admit the federal government is involved in issues that are not well handled by the federal government in one broad sweep. Time to admit that not one size solution fits all problems, that not everyone in the United States is the same, that my colleagues who come from other places are different and their constituents are different and their healthcare delivery system is different than it is in my home state of Kansas. I would make the appeal on the behalf of most of Kansans to give us the chance to set the record straight, to do it right, to begin again. I ask my colleagues tomorrow to vote to defund the Affordable Care Act. It's time for Obamacare to come to a conclusion. Mr. President, I yield the floor.